Hello everyone, this is Beastly Eel here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the latest episode of The Bad Batch. So that is episode 5 of The Bad Batch. Unfortunately, this particular episode was also a filler episode, which was a little bit of a disappointment in my eyes. I'm hoping we get back to the main plot later on, whatever that may be. So, what happens here is we actually see Rekka and Omega scavenging through a junkyard. And what happens is she accidentally discovers what is an ancient compass that coordinates to a lost star system. And by the mere mention of the potential treasure in this area, actually piques the interest of Fee. Now, for those of you who don't remember, Fee is the person who was in um, the, I believe it was the first episode or the second episode, I cannot remember, who is a friend of Sid. So she was telling a story after they had collected the um, compass. What they did was they actually brought it back to Sid's place, and Fee is the one that hears the story about this and gets super excited about it, and because of that, wants to take them on an adventure together. Now they are very reluctant because their last treasure hunt actually failed. And Fee's like, well, I know how to deal with this, so I'll be the one to help you out with this. Basically stating that they failed the first time because she was not around, which, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens. So when they get to the planet, what they do is they find out that the location of the treasure is behind, or what they think is through a mountain. What they find out is it's actually inside the mountain. So Fee uses her sword, opens a little bit of a passageway. She orders Wrecker to move it, and they start to move forward. During this time, they start going through trying to figure out what they need to do. What they also find out is that the compass also helps them understand all these different booby traps that are inside the mountain. The first booby trap happens to be that they have to move these pillars in a specific location so that all three marked pillars are in a line together. So for that to have happened, they actually have to use the compass, and it's actually Omega who figures it out. So they move the pillars and all four match and they open up a doorway. As they go through, they find out that they're in this little like hallway type location where a creature tries to attack them. They start blasting it. Unfortunately, it fails. And what goes on after this is the cave collapses a little bit. The creature jumps away or crawls away, however you want to put it. And the two teams are split up. So it's Fee, Omega, and Hunter on one side, and it is Wrecker, Tech, and Echo on the other side. So they decide, obviously, to split up, not by choice, but by necessity. So Fee's team actually goes forward, while the other group actually starts to look to see if there's another way to find them. And they start following their tracking system as best they can, because apparently inside this mountain, it is not easily done. So what they find is another location where it's another trap. So it's like this little tunnel type thing, and what Omega finds out is that they have to climb on the ceiling. What she actually figures out is she uses the compass, sticks it into the wall, and turns it around so that the top actually becomes the bottom. So the pillar or the tunnel actually turns on itself so they can actually walk on the lit up squares of the tunnel so they can get to the other side. And what happens is the three of them make it to the other side and they make it to this doorway. As they're going through the doorway, the rest of the team actually meets up with them. They go through together and they find the treasure inside the mountain. They pull it out, and what happens is what emerges from the mountain is this robotic giraffe-looking creature. And I don't I shouldn't use creature, but robotic giraffe-looking thing starts destroying everything in its wake. They realize that they're going to have to put the heart of the mountain back inside. And while this is going on, the creature that they shot at in the beginning of the episode actually comes back and attacks them, and Fee drops the crystal. So they start going after the creature, and Fee goes down to try to grab the heart. As she does so, she gets it, climbs back up, and sticks it back in. Now, what happens here is very different than what they expected to have happened. When they put it inside, did not just shut down the machine, it actually destroyed it. It melted the heart of the mountain and actually destroyed it and sent it crashing downwards, down to the ground. So what happened there was they escape, luckily, and they get back onto the ship. Omega is very concerned because Fee had lost a robot during the rampage of the mountain creature, and Fee's basically stating that she has the schematics inside her ship, so she can create another one without a problem. She states that there is another treasure that she wants them to find. It is some sort of chalice itself. Um, so what she is claiming is that they should actually now be going towards um, this new thing. So what I'm getting at is um, they are actually going to be going towards a new treasure, supposedly with Fee. It is unclear if that's actually going to happen or if it's going to be later on, but we're going to have to find out in general. We are going to have to wait to see what happens. But what this really does is now that's how the episode ends, and realistically, what we're seeing now is a little bit more of the lore of Star Wars. So we are so used to the Sith and the Jedi, Jedi temples and Siths, that we forget that there are those other civilizations that existed alongside them. And we're actually getting to see some of that now. We're getting to see the civilizations that no longer existed, who were learning the technology and were trying to repurpose it, and unfortunately either failed or the Empire got involved and destroyed them. So who knows what the next episodes are going to be entailing. I'm very interested to see where it's going to lead. Overall, I think this episode was definitely a filler episode. And I'm hoping it gets to like an actual plot story for the Bad Batch. Because of how season one was, it was mostly filler, and I'm worried that season two might be the same thing, and that would not make it a great season. But that being said, we're definitely getting to see more of the lore of Star Wars, even though it's not in the way I necessarily wanted it to be. And because of that, I'm a little disappointed overall. But, that's just me personally. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments below. Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Um, Let me know in the comments below. Now, that being said, if you like the content you see, please like and subscribe below. Other than that, this is going to be Beastly Eels signing out. Have a great night.